Hello and Assalamualaikum. Today I'm going to demonstrate about my system that been developed in MASM for assembly language. There is two parts of my explanation. First, I'm going to explain briefly about my code, and secondly, I'm going to demonstrate about my system in the CMD. Alright, so first, this is my data, and I'm explaining about declaring the string bits by for my all subchapter and chapter, and I'm dividing the declaration by space here, and each one they demonstrate about for the chapter and subchapter, and this is the inner side of the subchapter. And so in dot code, so this is my head of system, which mean after I'm going to the chapter 4 or chapter 6, I will go back to this head. So this head is actually the most important part in the system. Okay, so alright, so first, this is my data, and I'm explaining about declaring the string bits bytes in for my all subchapter and chapter, and I'm dividing the declaration by space here. I demonstrate all about each of subchapter. So before I'm executing any subchapter or chapter, I will call clear screen to reduce the display. So the value that I declare in the dot data, I will call as a write string, so that it will display to my system the string value. So for the input that I need from the user is I'm only using the integer, so I'm use the call read integer. So to ensure that the system will not directly across the subchapter or chapter, I use the jump not equal. If the user choose other than value 1 2 3 4 5 6, it will jump to the chapter 4 again. So if they skip the value of 1 to until 6, it will go back to the chapter 4. So here is the third choice of the system, which is bi-level. If I am choosing the third three value of bi-level, it will go to directly to this line, and it will exit the system. Alright, so this is my system for the CMD that been running on the previous code. So in the front page, I'm showing the value of 1 2 and 3, and each of it is the chapter 4 and chapter 6, and the last value is for exit. And if I'm choosing the first value, which is 1, it will go to the chapter 4, and before that it clear all the data before the chapter 4, since I call the function of clear screen. So if I enter the chapter 4 in the value of 1, it will go to the more detail about the data transfer instruction, and if I choose another value of 1, it will go to the display of the in and if I choose the value of 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, it will go directly to the explanation of each of the instruction, which is for the move instruction, move 0 extend, move stand extend, and exchange instruction. And if I choose the value of 5, which is back, it will go to the chapter 4 again. I'm sorry, I need to exit the move instruction first, and I have to go to the main chapter 4. So for the chapter 4 in addition, go to the addition, and there is increase and decrease, add and subtract and negate. And if I choose the value of 3, we go to the negates explanation. And this is I'm using the call dump register to display all the register and sign flag in the system. and if I choose the value of 4, it will go to back. And addressing mode, if I choose the for the value of 4, we go to the addressing mode. So in the addressing mode, there is two way, which is direct and indirect. Direct addressing mode such as a move instruction. For the indirect, it has a indirect operand, array, index operand, and pointer. Okay, so this is the example of the code that I'm explain about the indirect operand, which is the symbol of bracket. Right, so back, and there is also the explanation for the pointer, right, with the example of the dot data. And if I want to go directly to the main menu and just choose the value of 6 instead of I'm going to chapter 4, so I'm choose chapter 6. Okay, chapter 6. So there is 5 subtopic in the chapter 6, which is a boolean and comparison instruction, conditional jumps, conditional loops instruction, conditional structure, and conditional control flow directive. If I'm choosing the first, there is 7 sub in the subchapter. It have a status flag and or as or not test and compare instruction. For the status flag, I'm explaining every of the flag that in the MASM. It has a zero flag. Zero flag we set when the result is of the operation equal to 0, and the carry set will be and the carry flag will set when the instruction generate a result which is too big or too small, and the sign flag will set if the direction that and the sign flag will set if the, and the sign flag will set if the direction operand is negative, and clear when the destination is positive. So the overflow flag is set when the instruction generate an invalid sign value, and operate and parity flag is set when the instruction generate an even number of the first bit in the low bytes destination. Auxiliary carry flag set when the operation produce a carry out from bit 3 to bit 4. So this is the boolean and comparison instruction. So I'm choosing the value of 8 to go back to the chapter 6. And in the conditional jumps, there is jump based on specific flag, jump based on equality, jump based on unsigned comparison, and jump based on signed comparison. For the jump based on specific flag, there is about 10 specific flag, and this for all without a specific flag. So if I want to the jump with the equality, I have 4, and if I want to jump based on unsigned value, um there there is 8, which we can see that the difference between the unsigned and unsigned is a JA if jump above for the unsigned. For the signed value, it's jump if greater, so JG. So for the unsigned JA, for the unsigned for the unsigned is JA jump above, for the signed JG, which is jump greater. So I'm going to the main menu, and if I'm choosing the value of 3, it will exit the execution. That's all for me. Thank you.